So how much use do I actually get out of my 1979 XLH Ironhead? Well, the short answer is 2,000 miles a year. Well, just over 2,100, 2,200, something like that. Which surprises me. I thought it would be more last year because we did that whole trip to the West Country and everything. But it was off the road for most of the late summer, I suppose. That's only the last 2 years. I mean, previous to that, it really was just a project. Every ride was a test ride. And obviously 2k a year, that's pathetic. But I'll put it in context for you. There's an industrial estate there. And just beyond that, well, on the industrial estate, just beyond that is the biggest dock by tonnage, biggest port by tonnage in the UK. But on that industrial estate, which stands between me and the dock, is where I work. So I just walk through a little leafy little alleyway thing there. So I don't have to commute. And I've always felt, when people are talking about real bikers, I've always felt that the commuters qualify. I've done it myself. 50-mile round trips every day on a Honda 175 or whatever. And you have to do it. You have to keep the bike on the road. You have to do it whatever the weather, all year round. It's pretty real. I mean, obviously then there's the dispatch riders, the pizza delivery riders. They're hardcore. I've done both of those. I did dispatch riding in Exeter and London, and deliveries in London. And the skills involved are phenomenal. I mean, I don't have that now. We're talking decades ago. I couldn't do those jobs now. I'd get killed. And it's not because the traffic's worse or anything. I mean, take London. It doesn't get worse. It just got to a point decades ago and it's never gone better. So, back to the point, yeah. 2,000 miles a year on this thing. I also have a car, and I put in 1,500 miles a year on that, so that's interesting. I only really use it to go to the shops and take things to the tip, but I'm teaching one of my kids to drive, and they put in a fair few miles. The youngest one starts in October, she'll be 17 then. So, try and get this one. Try and get the 19-year-old past. He's not even into cars. He's none of them are into bikes, but he's not even into cars. He's in a rock band, and you got to drive things around. Another question I get is it more trouble than it's worth? Trying to get it focused, yeah. And it really depends who you are. I'll put it into context. I'm going to show you something. I mentioned my car earlier on. I know this isn't a car channel, but bear with me. Dum, 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 the spooky shop. This is my car. It's a 2006 Ford 1.2 Fiesta. And it's got 149 miles on the clock. And this morning I took this wheel off. Notice it's a wolf race wheel. That means you can literally race a wolf. The reason I took it off is because this cap is rusted on, won't come off, and I need to inflate the tyre, and I can't. So I took it off and I went to put the spare on. And the spare, even though it's a 4-hole, doesn't fit. The wheel doesn't fit. The tyres are perfectly the right size. So, yeah, essentially I've just got to drive around on flat tyres until the proper place, the garage, opens on Monday. It's Sunday today. Oh yeah, it's Sunday. That's what that road looks like when it's not nose to tail with cab overs. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, nothing works. The AC doesn't work. The stereo doesn't work. It just rolls around. And it's constantly giving me weird little grief, like that tyre business. I'm constantly getting some panel that's got to be stuck back on. So, and I kind of accept that. It's just part of life. This is my house. It's very old. It's over 100 years old. And the roof leaks. And I had a 3-year battle with rats. And if we come in here, a little example, there's the consumer box, okay? I know what all of that does. And it's perfectly safe. So yeah, even when I go to work, I work outside, it's unpredictable, I work with the public a lot. We don't lease vans, we buy them. And we keep them forever, long after they should have been scrapped, I think, in my opinion. The one I use, you have to get, it's got fleas, we don't know how. You've got to douse it with flea powder every now and then. Also, you can only drive it with the windows open because diesel fumes get in through the windows, get into the cab, unless you keep the windows open to let the diesel fumes out. I just thought of another example. This is my stereo. This is my stereo, right? This is, yes, yes. The tweeter is a cheap plastic one, and yes, it is held on with elastic bands. Thank you for asking. So to recap, if everything in your life, especially the mechanical side of things, is archaic and 10 times more difficult than it needs to be, this will fit right in. But if you're the kind of guy that demands, or girl, that demands, I don't know, say sanity in a product, then steer clear. Yeah. Are Ironheads worth buying? Yes and no. Depends on who you are. Cheery bye.